Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. So this is going to be a very chillax and cozy video. I would highly suggest grabbing yourself a beverage if you wouldn't mind joining me. My tea is still very hot though, so I gotta wait a minute. But I have been talking about doing a vision board type of video for a while now, just like sitting down and talking with you guys about what has been inspiring me, where I get my inspiration from. I just thought it would be fun to sit down and show you guys all through my Pinterest. Obviously you could just like follow me, but I feel like it's a little more interesting to hear me talk about the things that I like and that I am so inspired by. We're just gonna hop straight into this. I am gonna take you guys through my entire Pinterest. I won't harp on too many things for too long to just instantly hop right into it. This is what my explore feed looks like the second that I open Pinterest. I would say this is pretty accurate. Honestly, I'm seeing a pretty blouse, a gorgeous vintage looking lamp, some cool tattoos, some bedroom inspo, some crochet, some really cool pen drawings. I feel like for both Pinterest and Tumblr, it's kind of like my happy place because you're not really interacting or like seeing people's opinions or anything like that. Like, it's literally just pretty photos where you can curate what you want to see and like what your own personal aesthetic is. We are on my saved page. Listen, I'm a Virgo and I love to categorize things. I find it to be self-care to literally sit down and organize my Pinterest boards. So I have quite a lot going on here. I started last year doing like an all-around vision board per year, and I think it's gonna be really cool in the long run to kind of look back on all the different things. I will say, I feel like last year's vision board, I'm just gonna like scroll through this really fast. I feel like this is still entirely accurate to everything that I love. And I feel like I have really nailed down my aesthetic. Back to where we were, I have all my older folders down at the bottom of my page, including my posts, because I thought I was gonna have a minute there where I was gonna upload to Pinterest myself. I was gonna try to be like a Pinterest creator, and then they took the monetization completely away. So I was like, eh. And I don't know, I don't know why, I just never feel inspired to like post on Pinterest, but I should. I have my 2022 vision board. I have a folder of like pretty, which is literally just like girls that I think are pretty, but I keep that folder private because I don't know. I have a folder called cute, and this one is literally full of animals. That's it. It's just cute animals that pop up on my feed that I'm like, this is so precious. Now I have a board called things, and this has different folders inside of it. This is where we get into the organization of it all. So under my things folder, I have things. Very specifically, like my first one is clay, because although I don't do any sort of ceramics or pottery or anything like that, I am very inspired by it and I do love it a lot. So I have just saved all sorts of beautiful pottery in here. We've got like some really cool candles. We have the cutest heart mugs. I just love the look of like a very organic, like handmade piece of clay pottery. And then I also created a crochet folder because I had a whole little crochet phase back in 2020. I thought I was gonna learn how to crochet, and I still totally could, but it was not very easy. And I am the type of person that will pick up a hobby and not follow through with it because it's not like I'm not good at it right away. It's very annoying. I wish I was not like that, but I did also recently have a friend who I shipped a whole bunch of my old crochet yarn out to, and in exchange she's making me a whole bunch of handmade crochet things, which is simply incredible. So I was pinning a lot of stuff recently. I love like the little vest tops. The way that one ties on the front is so cute. The little strawberry bags, literally anything with strawberries I'm currently obsessed with, and I'm going for kind of a strawberry theme in my kitchen. There's so many things under crochet that like the versatility is actually insane. Like, look at this, a corset, you're joking. Bags, so cute. Granny squares especially are so freaking cute. This type of, I don't know that this is necessarily crochet, it's like knit, where it's like the really loose knit, and it's like kind of distressed. I actually literally just thrifted a sweater. It is from Target, but I just got a little cardigan at the bins that is this exact type of material, and I really want to distress it so that it like doesn't look so perfect, you know what I mean? And this photo is heavily inspiring me, even though you will see a lot of the things I have pinned are like ads or like products, which is annoying, but it is what it is. I have also been extremely inspired by ballet core, which I know actual ballerinas and like dancers in general definitely kind of roll their eyes and they're like, oh my god, it's not an aesthetic, like, which I get. And hey, I'm here to say I did ballet when I was little. And if I had the money, and especially if I had someone to like go with me, I would pick up ballet again in a heartbeat. Especially like, I like Pilates, that's my favorite way of working out, and I feel like ballet and bar and Pilates are all like very similar to each other, like they're in the same realm. And I am also very inspired by like the Pilates girly for fashion. I think it's so cute, and I feel like that's where I really tap into my more like feminine side. So with that being said, something I've been very into is boleros, and I never thought that I would like those because I like specifically remember when the bolero tops that like just cut off here and are like the sleeves, I was like, literally, what's the point? That's not even cute. And now I love it, especially like this one that I have pulled up has a little tie in the front, or if there's no tie at all and it's literally just the sleeves and it like cuts off right there. So cute. Like, pair that with a little bodysuit, you know, like the shorts or even the long pants kind. Pair that with a little mini dress, pair it with a tank top. Like, I see so many ways that you could wear them, and I don't know why I was sleeping on them, and I don't know why I was such a hater. What can I say? So then under things as well, I also have cars, and you probably would not take me as a car girly, but my dad was and still is very into like classic cars. So I definitely have an eye for them, and like anytime I see them on the street, if you're with me, I'll be like, ugh, look at that car. I just love like bigger boxy cars or SUVs, trucks. They're so good. One day when I own land and I'm living out in the country, I will absolutely have an old white beater truck to drive around the farm. That's all I fucking want in life, okay? Enough about cars. I also have a whole folder for buildings because I love architecture so much, and I honestly haven't touched this board in a while, which I feel like you can definitely tell because I had more of like a boho type of aesthetic just a couple years back, and I think that really reflects it. I just don't have a lot of architecture pop up on my feed anymore, but like right now I'm pulling this image up, like gothic churches and cathedrals. That is my whole fucking aesthetic. I'm not even kidding. It's gorgeous, stunning, I love it. But even there is nothing on here that I like don't like anymore. There's just definitely some things that aren't like as much my aesthetic. I have this whole folder of drinks, just pretty drinks that I love, things that I want to make. I also have the same thing for food, which this one does inspire me a little bit more to actually cook, but I don't save like recipes on here. Like, it's literally just pretty food. I also have a whole pin for flowers because I've thought about this so much that like if I wasn't a hairstylist, what would I do? And I honestly think something that I would really enjoy is being a florist. I love flowers. Literally as simple as that. So I just like started pinning a whole bunch of flowers. This is a much older folder, but I have quotes. I have not touched this in a minute. We're done. I also have screen caps. This is mainly just Seinfeld and The Office, and then maybe a couple of movies here and there. I also have a whole thing of the Beatles because they're one of my favorite bands of all time. So moving along, I have a whole folder for art. So I kind of have a generalized, like, just where I throw art that I find to be beautiful, art that inspires me, etc. I have a specific art inspo folder where I was getting ideas from, especially throughout the pandemic where I was, you know, being a little more artistic. And then under my art folder, I also have a whole section of phone backgrounds because I don't want to have to sit there and look up phone backgrounds. So if I'm gonna go ahead and save a whole bunch all at once that I can go back to and interchange. I have a seasons folder, and this is where I throw things like a whole like winter aesthetic. This is what I'm going for in the winter. I love just a white, icy, beautiful, whimsical winter vibe. Winter is hands down one of my favorite seasons. It might actually be my favorite. I pretty much love every season but summer, if I'm being honest. only because I don't like the heat. So this helps me to like tap into like what do I want this season to look like for me. So I have my winter, I have my summer. Summer is giving very like fairy core out in the woods. We've got lots of picnics in here. I have my spooky season for Halloween time. I honestly love living somewhere that has all 4 seasons because I can really tap into a whole like aesthetic and color scheme per season. I think that's a lot of fun. I have a fall and winter one. I think this is kind of for like that transition from like November and December type of vibe, but not going Christmas yet. I do have a separate one for like Christmas vibes. It's called Holidays, and this is like where I kind of pin my inspo for how I want to decorate for Christmas. Again, it's that same very like icy. I think this photo that I'm pulling up right here is like it for me. I've been very into like a vintage Christmas, but not red though. I don't like the color red. Oh, and then of course I have a spring folder as well because spring might be my favorite season. I don't have much in this. I'll be honest, I don't go back to my like seasons folders all that much. Here's where it's gonna get interesting. I have a whole board of aesthetics, and I have made a separate folder for about every single aesthetic. I have a granola folder. That doesn't have very much in it, but like I have a lot of granola girl in me, even if I may not dress like it all the time. I have a dreamy folder. This is just like very dreamy images. I also have academia because I love academia. This is what I'm saying. I love so many different fucking aesthetics, and I pull inspo from like honestly all of them, but the color scheme in academia and like, oh my gosh, like this right here, I could recreate this exact outfit because I have that exact skirt. I love the more like vintage side of academia. I love a good like library. Oh my god, it's beautiful. I'm not even a reader. I'm gonna out myself right now. I don't really read at all. But like, look at this. Are you kidding me? Beautiful. I have a forest fairy one, self-explanatory. I have a vintage one, which I think this is like my most me board ever, and it's my most recent aesthetic that I created actually, like aesthetic folder. I have a grunge one because we all know we love a good 2014 Tumblr grunge. Hello, I am a Tumblr girl after all. So, you know, had to make this for nostalgia purposes, but also like I still unironically love this. I have a stoner folder because I am a stoner. And what can I say? I love the aesthetics of all of this. I want to encompass this. That's the type of stoner vibe I want to have. I also have a cottagecore folder. Gotta love cottagecore. I have a downtown aesthetic folder. That's a newer aesthetic. This one is giving Gilmore Girls, and I haven't even seen more than like 2 episodes of that show. It just didn't really click for me. I don't know. But I love the downtown aesthetic. It's very casual and it reminds me of high school. And then my last one is Coquette. I love Coquette, but I don't feel like I'm fully Coquette because I have so much like alternative and like grunginess in me that I'm not full Coquette. I need to make a whimsy goth folder. I'm slacking. Holy shit. Okay. Getting ideas. Let's dive into my wedding folder. So a lot of this is for my best friend's wedding, and I'm not gonna go into that literally at all. She's getting married in April next year, and I am one of her bridesmaids, and I'm so excited. Anyways, I have a whole folder of ring ideas. Chris, if you're watching, take notes. Because I don't think he's gotten my ring yet, but we plan to get engaged and get married as soon as we can. We would do it tomorrow if we could. Truly, we talk about it fucking all the time, but we just don't have the money to like plan a wedding right now. Like, whatever. I could make an entire video about our wedding, and I will do that when the time comes, but I'll give you a little sneak peek. Pretty much my dream ring is something vintage and simple. I don't want anything too complicated. I'm popping up a few, just clicking on the ones that stand out to me the most that I love. And this one, oh my gosh, the shape of it and the rose etching into it, beautiful. Love to see it. But yeah, this one, I know I sent him this exact one and I was like, I love this. I was set on gold for a long time, and now I'm like, it doesn't really matter. I don't really care. I just want something that like looks pretty vintage and has like a little bit of detail, but is like very simple. So, and the wedding dresses, okay, Chris, if you're watching, get off. I'm just kidding. He really doesn't even like watch my videos because he talks to me all day every day. I actually, spoiler alert, already have my wedding dress because my stepmom passed hers down to me. She actually never even wore it, and she saved it all these years for me. I'm so honored, and I am gonna get it altered to fit me, and also I'm gonna add puff sleeves on it because I love puff sleeves. I do not want to be spaghetti strapping it up on my wedding day. I just don't. If you scroll down, I'm giving you guys a very big sneak peek of what the aesthetic of my wedding is gonna be, because we're gonna be outside and I just want it to be vintage and pink and beautiful. Okay, we don't need to harp on that for too long. All right, now we're gonna get into my inspo. So I have specific inspo. I have photo inspo. This is like if I see a photo and I'm like, I want to shoot a photo like that, this is where I throw it. Piggybacking off of that, I have my film inspo. And this isn't so much pictures that I want to create of me, that it is pictures that I want to shoot as a photographer. So this is a very, very beautiful board, and I wish the film wasn't so expensive now because I could totally be on my film game. And I also have makeup inspo. I don't save to this folder super often because I honestly don't wear makeup that often, and I do want to like wear makeup a little more because I feel so pretty when I do wear it. It's just kind of a lot of effort, and like I'm a lazy girl, what can I say? And I also like, I love a bare face. Like it's nice sensory wise to not wear makeup. I have a nails inspo. This is, I don't ever like go get my nails done. It's a special treat if I do. I usually just like grow my natural nails out, or I just paint them at home myself. So a lot of this is like nails that I find very pretty and would probably never have in my entire life, or it's a lot of like beautiful colors that I really like. I also created a brows inspo, which you will see only has bleached brows in it because I don't know what happened. I was refining all of my folders and stuff preparing for this video, and there's no other brow inspo, which is totally fine because that's all that's inspiring me right now. Then we have my goals folder. This is different from inspo, believe it or not. I have my general goals of just like things that I see that I'm like, now that is goals. These are more like bigger picture things. Like I have my camper / van goal because me and Chris were very set on doing van life for a long time, which did not end up happening. Not impossible, but I think our goal now isn't so much like full-time van life as it is have property somewhere and have the flexibility where if we wanted to travel, we could take off in our van. And I also have cabin in the woods because a cabin in the woods is a bit different from like my dream house, but like if we end up in a cabin in the woods, this is what I want it to be like. This is more so like property goals, I would say. All of these are like, yeah, this is where I want to live, is like somewhere like this, a little stream next to my little cottage. You're kidding. That's my fucking dream life, y'all. And just being surrounded by woods like this is seriously all I could ever want in a property. But actual house goals is something different. I love me a good Victorian house. Okay, I haven't been adding to this folder for like a while, so you can definitely see like a couple years ago when I was pinning houses. I mean, most houses in St. Louis actually look like this. That's actually hilarious because that is a St. Louis house. It says St. Louis Hills, built in 1930. A lot of houses in St. Louis look like this, and they're beautiful, and I would absolutely live in one in a heartbeat. But like moving out to the woods, I don't want to be in the city. I can't stand it anymore. But my dream house more so now, and like definitely always has been, but it's like my mind is set that like I want a Victorian style house. I just do. It doesn't need to be this big. I just want it to have the Victorian exterior. I want it to have a good vintage interior. I could go on, but there's not many things to show you in that folder. So another specific one is yard goals. This is what I want my property to look like one day. It's very much planning like a garden, what kind of landscaping I want as far as flowers and plants goes, what kind of views I want to have. I literally manifest to the universe every single day that I can have a property like this one day because it's literally the only thing that I want. And I think about it all day, every day, okay? We also have tiny house because we do have a chance of building a tiny house on my parents' property. So definitely need some good inspo for that, mainly like layout wise, which is why I had created this folder, just to get some good interior ideas. I have salon goals. Who remembers when I was gonna be opening a salon with a couple of my friends? This was the vision board that I made for that, and I still kept it because you never know. Maybe one day in the future I might have my own little room to rent out for doing hair instead of doing it in my living room. But I honestly like doing it from home, so like I'm not complaining. But this is the vibe right here, like this type of dark color scheme. This is what I'm going for. These aren't even pictures of salons, but that is what I'm going for if I ever have my own space to rent. And then the last one, you guys may be shocked, but I do have a mama goals folder. Do I want kids? Not really. That's actually one of my biggest fears ever, is getting pregnant and having a kid. But in a very idealized world, I do fantasize, if you will, having a daughter. I know that that's not how things work, so you know, that's why I probably will not ever have kids. I probably will never afford kids, and I don't know that I would even be a very good mom. Seems like a good time to attempt to take a drink. Also, my feet are going numb. I literally can't feel my foot. Now that is one of the best teas I've literally ever made. That is so good. My feet are asleep. I'm sorry, y'all. Let's reel it back in here, folks. I then also have a board of things I want. This is different from inspo because this is very specific things that I want. And this right here, this is my manifestation hub. So I have accessories that I want. And by accessories, it's pretty much just like jewelry, honestly. Piggybacking off of that, have a piercings folder because there are so many piercings that I want. And it's just not something I ever prioritize. This right here, minus the bottom lip ring, that's what I want my face to look like. I would love to get to the point of this where I have like lots of ear piercings, but they're also not like full. I also have shoes because I am definitely a shoe girly. This is just where I throw shoes that I think are freaking cute. And we got everything ranging from sneakers to heels to loafers to Mary Janes to boots. Did I already say sandals? Sandals. I'm starting to get delusional, guys. I've been filming for almost an hour. I have a dresses folder because I didn't want to throw dresses in with like regular clothes because dresses are like their own thing. Like this dainty little floral puff sleeves, love it. This is so good. I want this dress. It is $282 evidently, but the tiers and how it goes in like the corset shape but then has the tie straps, beautiful, stunning. A brown gingham dress has been on my want list for over a year. Seriously, since Best Dressed had hers from Urban. I've definitely been into like more whimsy and fairy type of things. This like asymmetrical, the sleeves on this dress where it's like the handkerchief hem, love. I need a skirt like that literally ASAP. I love lace. This dress is literally stunning. I love a good baby doll dress. That's been one of my absolute favorites recently. And then of course, we all know I love my good vintage slips. Hello. That's like my whole freaking brand. I have a jeans folder because I'm very, very specific about the fit of my jeans. So this is where I was pinning the exact jeans that I wanted. And I can honestly say I think I own just about all of those at this point, which is freaking awesome. I recently started this home folder full of very specific home items that I want. Prime example, this lotus lamp. Are you joking? This is one of the biggest goals ever, is to have one of those. Love a good vintage couch moment. This is something I would love for my kitchen, if not here, definitely eventually, but I want to hang this like over on the wall where like my stove is. I did hang a mug rack there for the time being, which I do really love, but like something like this that's a little more vintage looking is a lot more my style. And I love how much storage this gives you. Like, look how many jars are on this. Incredible. I also would just kind of like to just like have a hutch though at the same time, but that's probably later down the line. And then I have a more general clothing folder, and this is just random clothes that I have come across and I'm like, I want that, so throw it in here. It's a lot of lingerie, honestly. What else is new? But yeah, just very specific clothing items that I've seen that I'm like, I want that. I have a hair folder because we all know I love to change my hair. I have a blonde folder from when I had wanted to go blonde. I have a whole bangs folder. I love bangs, period, so you're gonna see every type of bang in here. I have hairstyles. This is like hairstyles that I want to try or just that inspire me in general. Lots of cute things here. Lots of braids mainly. lots of ribbon, some updos, some ponytails. I also have a copper one because we all know I had my orange hair phase, RIP. She was very, very cute. I would go back to copper one day. Definitely not anytime soon. I also have a black hair folder because this is everything that I put together right before I dyed my hair black, and this was what single-handedly made me decide to go back to black. I have a brunette folder because, again, you guys probably saw this. I just wanted to pin like the exact shade of brunette that I would go from this black. This, first of all, the hairstyle is so cute. That tone and the like level of brown, incredible. This one too. It's mostly like styled photos. I like something that's like deep and rich, but it's gotta have just the right tone to it. And then I have a folder of what my natural color actually is. This might be surprising to you guys. I am a very mousy, light brown. I was a blonde kid growing up. It got darker as I aged. I don't claim to be a natural blonde per se, but like this picture right here, especially, like that is my natural hair color. And I know that for a fact because I did shave my head senior year of high school and I grew it out to my shoulders, and that was the color of my hair. Anyways, tattoo ideas. I am not going to dive into this too much because I don't want to give away all of my ideas, but I will admit Pinterest is my absolute number one go-to. Pinterest and Instagram is where I get all of my tattoo ideas. But with that being said, it is never okay to directly and blatantly copy somebody's tattoo. Here's a very fun one that I've been super excited to talk about, and it is my outfits folder. So I started a 2021 outfits folder. This one, I feel you can definitely kind of see how my style has changed, but you can see that I was like starting to kind of come into what I like. I'm just scrolling through this all pretty fast. I have my 2022 from last year. You definitely can see a drastic change right from the top of the board. As with just aesthetics in general, I feel like my fashion is such a combination of different things, and I could literally dress one way one day and dress a complete other way another day. I also have an outfit layouts. I don't remember what that app or that website was called, where you could like make these, but I'm obsessed and it brings me so much inspiration. But I didn't want these to be in with like actual outfit photos, so that's why I created like the layouts. And then this is my current vision board. So we have some very pretty little dainty tops. The bolero again, I actually love how she looks. She looks so good with like just tights on and no pants. Would I ever wear that out of the house? No, but I love it and it encompasses what I want. Love this little baby doll plaid dress. Are you kidding? This lace skirt, I am trying so hard to manifest this right now. It's not even funny. In fact, I need to save this to my thrift manifest ASAP. We will get there, okay? I love any sort of tops that have like ties in the front. I love the tops that like tie together in the front. I love when they have the little tie up at the top. Like tie tops are so cute. This one that she has on, I love this creator as well. I love how cropped that it's basically like a bra top that ties together. Obsessed. Lots of lace has been inspiring me. Maxi skirts, I've always been a maxi skirt girly. This creator right here, Mariah, by the way, hands down one of my favorite of all time. I'm so happy that I found her recently on Instagram. Her style is everything, literally everything. I have never seen a bad outfit from her. So we've got home decor. I have my 2022 vision board from last year. Very homey vibes. I remember I had first made this like right around when we moved into this apartment, so I was trying to figure out like what type of vibe I wanted to go for. Me and Chris were kind of collaborating on this too. Like he would sit with me as I would scroll through Pinterest and we would kind of decide together. This is fun to look back on because when we first moved in here, I don't remember the name of this aesthetic, but like I'm gonna push this up on the screen and you guys will instantly know, like, this was so trendy and I ate that shit up. I loved it. The checkerboard rug with like bright, bold, like funky patterns, all of that. I loved it and I still do. I think it's very cool, but it would definitely not match like our very vintage bedroom. And sometimes I think it can be cool to do something really different in each room, but I also like fluidity and I like my rooms to kind of flow together and it like all makes sense. So there's definitely elements of this, like this photo right here. I feel we definitely kind of did go this vibe, but we mixed more vintage in with it. That's why I always say, like, our living room is kind of a big mashup of aesthetics in there, because we are combining both what Chris likes with what I like, so we do like a lot of the same things, I must say. I have a bathroom folder, very specific, like vintage, greenery, a dining room. What a concept. I first made this board when we were in a studio and I was dreaming of having a dining room, and we do have a dining room now. It's a bit skinny and it's not a whole lot to necessarily work with, but I have lots of good inspo for when we do have like a full dining room. I know my biggest dream is to have a round dining table one day, but I don't feel like it makes the most sense in our space. Lots of good kitchen inspo in here. You will see I love a white kitchen, not gonna lie. I mean, I do love like a green kitchen. I just don't know how much I could commit to a color. I'm basic and I like a white kitchen, I really do. I think it looks very clean and crisp, and like you can always bring color in so many other ways. I have a bedroom. You can definitely see that I love vintage. My bedroom is so perfectly curated to the aesthetic that I want that like I almost don't feel like scrolling through this folder too much, because you guys know what the aesthetic is. This is a newer board that I created. It's called Future Victorian Home, and like this is what I mean by like I need a house that is very, very old, that has a lot of like unique vintage character to it. And so I've started kind of pinning stuff of like, if we were to buy like an old Victorian house out in the country, out in the woods, how would I want to like renovate that and restore it? And then I have my 2023 home decor inspo. This is all pretty generalized. It's just like something I see that I like and I'm like, throw it in this year's. So this really nails down my aesthetic very, very well. This right here, this image with the clothing rack of vintage slips and the gallery wall was a huge inspo to me, and I very much considered getting a clothing rack to display all of my vintage lingerie in here. But I don't know, I never really like committed to it because I was like, I'm gonna have to rehang my gallery wall and I don't know. But definitely one day, especially if I have some sort of like walk-in closet room office type of situation, this is what it's gonna look like. Oh my gosh, another thing that's really been inspiring me is like a lot of taper handles. I love the look of that so much. I love how like eclectic her little vanity situation is. Love a good floral comforter. Love some good vintage furniture. This is what I want my surfaces to look like, and they're getting there in here, let me tell you. So this could definitely go in just like my want folder, but I wanted to keep it a little more in like the foreground, if you will, because this is like stuff I'm looking for very specifically on Depop. But I'll let you guys in on a little secret, is that I actually use Depop as a vision board. I rarely buy clothes on there, literally just because I can't afford it. Trust me, if I were rich, I would be ordering off Depop like every day, and it would be a problem. I use Depop to manifest what I want to thrift, and like it honestly works. Like between doing it on Depop and doing it on Pinterest, I actually do genuinely manifest the exact pieces that I want. It's kind of crazy. This is definitely like not just clothes. It's got home decor in here. It has art. This is a newer board that I've created, so there's not a ton in here. And again, it is a very, 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 very specific board. It's like I need to want that exact piece to put it in this folder. Here we go. We're gonna finish it off with just a good scroll through my 2023 vision board. What I love about doing these like yearly boards is that I don't have to be specific at all. I will throw any pretty photo in here that I like. It could be home decor, it could be fashion, it could be hair, it could be literally anything. I see it and I'm like, that's my vibe, and I throw it in here. There are so many times that I will throw the same image in multiple boards because I feel like it could fit in so many different things. Like this image, the gallery wall, an obviously vintage wall apartment, the vintage bra, like everything is literally perfect. Okay, me, mood. Anything bows and ribbon, I'm absolutely obsessed with. I've been loving these more like clumpy almost lashes. It's actually what I'm wearing right now. This right here is literally the definition of my aesthetic, I feel. The little brocade bag that is obviously vintage, the lace curtains, the vintage hardware, the wood, the pink ribbon. Literally perfectly my aesthetic. This image could like be the face of my vision board for this year, honestly. When I tell you guys, the algorithm has me figured out, and I could go on a whole rabbit hole being stuck on Pinterest forever, but I have pinned 11,000 things in my few years of having a Pinterest. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It is my manifestation hub. It is my vision board hub. It's just my little like safe space on the internet where I can get so detailed and specific and organized, and I just love it so much. So this was a very long video. If you guys stuck around for this whole thing, please comment your top 3 favorite emojis down below. I'm interested to see. I'm a big like aesthetic emoji girl. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed getting a big elaborate tour of my Pinterest. I didn't go into like individual images too much, but as I keep vision boarding away, you know, I won't be able to make these videos too often, but I would love to do these like maybe every couple of months and show you like what's been inspiring me. Again, I would love to dive into my screenshots folder and even like focus on more specific things. This was a very general like look at my whole Pinterest, but like I would love to do like where I'm getting my fashion inspo, where I'm getting my home decor inspo, and like go even more in depth. This was a very like just quick, again, look at everything. So make sure you are subscribed if you want to see more videos from me, and you can follow me on Instagram, you can follow me on TikTok, and obviously you can follow me on Pinterest too if you would like to see what I'm pinning. I hope you guys enjoyed. I love you guys so much, and I will see you around. Bye.